How are we doing? I know everything is nuts and crazy and surreal and weird right now, so I wanted to take that opportunity to sit down and chat. While we do so, I'm going to do a sort of Audrey Hepburn inspired look, mishmashing her two looks in Roman Holiday into one. Mainly because I had the look in mind that I wanted to do and then looked and realized she doesn't have bangs when she has the longer hair in the beginning of the movie, so whoops. I wanted to relax and lighten things up and talk at you, I guess. I just have a lot of feelings. So my plan, like I said, is to do some Audrey Hepburn inspired makeup, and then I will let my hair down, and then I have these babies, so I will also, oh, I look like John Lennon. We're just gonna have some nice cozy fun, because I feel like we all need a little bit of a distraction right now. Yes? Okay. This shirt is wrinkly. So first things first, I'm gonna do some foundation. We are all feeling anxious. I think that's safe to say that we're all feeling a bit weird and a bit anxious. And if you're not, please tell me your secrets. I think I need to adjust this because I'm slouching. How's that? Oh, it's too much. God dang it. I guess the uncertainty of it all, not knowing when it will end and not having that guarantee of, oh, it'll be gone in a month. It's kind of crazy how quickly everything changes, because I was planning to do a get ready with me for this week probably since the beginning of the month. Initially, I was going to tell you about my Iceland trip, which we were supposed to leave tomorrow. I was going to tell you about this brand trip that was coming up in late April, conventions coming up, you know, just all those fun things that are now seem like another lifetime almost. We did have to cancel our Iceland trip and reschedule for September. It's honestly such a small sacrifice in the grand scheme of what other people have had to go through. I'm not complaining at all. Let's do eyebrows. I'm gonna start off with taupe. These are the NYX Fill and Fluff eyebrow pencils, which I highly recommend, and they are all that I use. So we are gonna do some thick babies. Inspired by Audrey, because she is the queen of thick brows. So we're gonna make them thick and dark. And you're done. If you really thought I wasn't gonna make that joke, you don't know me enough. All right, so now I'm going in with the same product, but in ash brown, and I'm gonna do the tails and then darken these babies up a little bit. Thick and dark, thick and dark. These look like garbage, but I swear, once you use the other side of this, it's a little brush, it's magical. Very thick. Oh, now the brows are done and I can actually somewhat focus on what I'm talking about. Like I said, events have needed to be canceled / postponed. I'm not even sure what's happening with the brand trip. It is what it is. I think in times like this, it's important to sit back and just be thankful for what you have and just kind of reassess the good things that are happening. I'm so glad I have a job that I can still do. I know other people are not so lucky, and my heart goes out to all of you that are affected by this negatively. So I'm sending you guys all my love, and here's a big ol' internet hug. You just wait, it's coming. Here it comes. Oh, that's nice. I also want to send all my love to everyone that still has to work or commute to work right now and not just work from home, because I know that is also a big thing, especially those of you that work in healthcare or grocery stores or anything like that. So in case you don't hear it enough, just know that everyone really appreciates that. So now that all that negative stuff is out of the way, I want to turn this into something positive. I guess I can, talk about what I've been up to. Maybe still talk about a little bit of plans for the future. Let's do my eyes, I think. So I'm going to prime them first with primer potion. So what I've been up to, a lot of lazing about, to be honest. A lot of sewing. Finding it a little bit hard to stay motivated, even though, like I said, I can still basically do my job. A lot of my videos are just from my home. Technically, not much should have changed with my situation, but much like a child, I feel like when I am forced to do something, immediately my response in my brain is like, no. So I've been finding it hard to focus my energy into creating stuff. This whole thing is a big opportunity for everyone to create and to get creative and pick up hobbies that you haven't touched in a while or that you want to try. And part of me knows that I could be creating really cool stuff right now, and I could be doing makeup transformations up the hoo-ha. What? Yin yang? Up the wazoo? And I guess that's why my brain isn't wanting to do any of that. A feeling of guilt. I could be creating so much and instead I'm not. I'm still working on projects, of course. I'm working on a big project that you will see in the beginning of April that is very, very exciting. But as far as extra things that aren't YouTube, I don't know, I just get kind of distracted by everything that's going on right now, and I find myself glued to my phone instead of creating, which I definitely want to get better at. I think I want to set rules for myself and only be on my phone a certain amount of time, and then use other time to either be creative or just relax myself. It's because I'm putting this pressure on myself to use my time wisely and be productive at all times. I don't think that's necessary in times like this. So if you're feeling that same guilt, I don't want us to feel guilty about not constantly working on something. This point in time, a lot of us just need to relax and doing some self-care because there's a lot going on up here and there's a lot going on in the world, and I think that can pose as a lot of distractions and this just resting sense of uneasiness. So I'm using this NYX Ultimate palette, which is basically the only eyeshadow palette that I use ever. My three main colors that I use. I'm gonna go in with this one and just kind of darken up all around my eyes and underneath to make them look a little bigger, which is very important with an Audrey Hepburn look because she's got some big old peepers. I think I will do more projects that aren't for work though, because I do find when I'm sewing, the day goes by so much faster. Usually sewing is not a relaxing activity for me. It has been pretty relaxing because it feels like everything is normal. For me, that's what's important, feeling that sense of normalcy. Sewing, watching a show, listening to a podcast, all that stuff kind of makes me feel a little bit more grounded and a little bit more normal. I've also been getting into TikTok more. It makes me feel like a grandma. I am not good at it. I think there's a part in your brain that's wired for short form comedy, and I will tell you right now, I don't have that part of my brain. Short form comedy is an art form. That's been kind of a fun exercise, I guess. My videos are garbage, but it's given me something else to do when I have nothing else to do. If not just for all the cute dog videos. If you were to look at my liked videos, it's like dog, 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 Star Wars, dog, 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 Disney, dog, dog, cat, 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 dog. Let's get back to makeup here, shall we? So I'm gonna use a brown liquid liner, I think. Make my eye a little bit more the shape that hers is in. Was that English? You tell me. Also, question, why did you let me say the word peepers? Because now, all that's going on inside my brain is Jeepers, creepers, where'd you get those peepers? Did that do anything? Maybe. And then we're going to go in with black liner and do a nice cat eye. Iceland has been postponed, but I think what me and Nick want to do, we have a pop-up camper. I think what we're going to do is sell that. We want to get another pop-up camper, but one that is a little bit bigger and heavier. Actually, a couple months ago, back when conventions were still a thing that could happen, we went to a camper convention. Some of those campers, mansions on wheels. Bougie. Ridiculous. And they cost pretty much twice the amount of my house, if not more. If not 3 times the amount of my house. Why you would ever need that much space in a camper? Found one that we really, really liked. It's cute. You kind of walk in, and then on the right there's a bed and a little kitchen area and then a seating area with like a nice big window. Very small, super stinking cute. That's the plan, is to start looking for those. Maybe someone who's selling one a little bit cheaper. And then we want to plan a camping trip of some sort, maybe a road trip, just to get out a little bit and still feel like we're on vacation and not necessarily have to come in contact with any other humans. We can bring Frodo. That's kind of the plan, is to go back into nature. I guess that's another struggle I'm having particularly. I'm gonna try to talk at the same time, but I'm not promising anything, okay? Okay, what next? Lashes? Lashes. Oh yay, my basement stopped screaming. Ideally, I would kind of escape into nature a bit. Alas, it is March in Massachusetts, which is not a great time. Pretty cold and rainy, so we haven't really had that chance, but I think maybe next week and the weeks after that will feel a lot better and we can take Frodo on a walk, have picnics, and just get out of the house a little bit. I wouldn't even mind just going and reading a book in a field by a tree or something. That sounds so nice right now. But it's so cold outside. Are you ready to go onto my eyeballs? No. I have also been escaping through video games. I recently bought the Spyro Reignited trilogy. I used to play those games when I was little, and I used to get so frustrated that my ears would turn bright red and my mom would have to take the game away from me. Not much has changed. I get very frustrated and yell at the screen, especially those dang egg thieves. Sons of bitches. I'm going in with mascara. Ugh. Blush. Applying generously. Me and Tommy just recently got back into Elder Scrolls Online, so that'll be fun. I think that'll make me feel a little bit less isolated too, because I can talk to Tommy on my headset and it's almost like we're hanging out. Which I think is another important part of this, is that if you're feeling isolated, FaceTime your friends, make a little play date. I FaceTimed Christine the other day and it felt so nice. So I highly recommend doing that if you're feeling a little bit lonely. Plan an activity to do together over FaceTime. Have tea together or have snacks together. Christine mentioned doing like a board game together if you have the same board game. I am going to add lipstick. I don't think she has lipstick in the movie, but I want to. So I'm gonna go in with my Beauty Bakery lipstick. Is that lopsided? Yes. I think I applied a little too much to my bottom lip. Wow. That's voluptuous. So let's move on to hair, shall we? So what else is going on? I did a very out of character and scary thing a couple weeks ago. I reached out to Boston Comic-Con, or Boston Fan Expo, I guess it's called. And I basically presented myself to be considered as a guest or a cosplay guest. I was talking to Aileen from the Estrada Sisters, who has been kind of my mentor in all of this. Literally always been my dream, pretty much ever since I started cosplaying, to be a guest at a convention and have my own booth. So I had asked Aileen, because her and her sisters have been guests quite a few times at different conventions. So I had asked, how do? And she basically said a lot of times it is simply just emailing the convention that you would like to be a guest at, giving them your links to your social, telling them your previous experience with being a guest, and you're just kind of serving yourself on a silver platter in front of them, which is scary but I did it. The person I emailed got back to me and said that they would send it over to their talent team. So I guess we will eventually find out. I feel like if I were to ever have a booth, I would want it to be something fun and I would want it to be interactive a bit. I would want my booth to still remain interesting even though I don't really have anything to sell. Maybe I could set up a little photo booth area. Me and my friend Madeline, who is another crazy talented artist and cosplayer, we already have pretty much all our costumes planned for that convention. So I think it might be fun to set up a little photo studio to take pictures with the characters that we're dressed up as, and I don't know. For instance, me and Madeline are planning to do Mrs. Lovett and Sweeney Todd. I would be Mrs. Lovett. We want to do Bill and Ted. I would be Bill, she would be Ted. Padme and Amidala. We literally have an entire list. We will just message each other periodically and be like, oh, what about this? You know, just add it to the list. Particularly excited to do Bill. Most excellent. I feel like it would be a lot of fun to be him at a convention. Totally heinous. So now that I've brushed out my curls, I am going to pin this section back. Maybe roll it up a little. Oh yeah, that's nice. Bangs time. These are from Baron Unlimited on Etsy. I got these years ago, so I'm not 100% positive she still has them and or what her stock is like, but these are human hair, so I do dye them sometimes to make sure they still generally match my hair. It's a little bit darker, but oh yeah, that's a difference, huh? My roots are very, very neon right now because I just did henna like a day ago. These will not match. Do not come for me. A little high up, like right here, I think. I might put them a little longer. Yeah, I look like a little boy. I know that really doesn't match my hair color right now. Just pretend that it does, huh? Use your imagination. I think that's it. Just deep breaths, everybody. We are going to make it through this and everything will be okay. Sending you all the internet hugs and love that I can. I'd love to hear how you guys are keeping busy and maybe what you've created. I love you guys whether you're new or old to this channel. If you're new here and feel like sticking around, feel free to subscribe. I upload every Friday and we have fun here. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye! Almost like mix... whatever. Good enough. Really close to my face. Who would have thunk filming in a basement would be so noisy? Also, a quick shout out to any of you that have dogs that bark at literally anything that walks by your house. Self-quarantining, everyone is walking around with their animals in your neighborhood 5 times a day. Creeping, where'd you get those eyes? Thank you. Oh no, oh no. I don't know if you can hear that, but that scraping noise is Frodo chewing a bone directly on the floor above me. I'm gonna go in. Where'd you get those papers?